So if people notice and all that, I've already done a video talking about the second to last chapter of Fairy Tail and voicing my negative opinions on that chapter. I think, like, even as well going back from it as well, and I even said as well I want to discuss more about this chapter and just how I feel overall with, like, kind of how I felt with the series for, like, the past, like, maybe 3 months and all that, in 2 months or so, where every time I've talked about it, it just felt like us in this, fuck, we've got this exciting thing, or we've had this good moment, and then it comes by and something slaps us in the fucking face. And, you know, especially as well, I've had more time to sit on this chapter now, and with, like, my opinion's not going to change at all. I feel like even regardless and all that, like, I saw, and I took to heart as well to some of the comments as well. I was looking at what people had to say, even the very big fucking negative ones and all that, because there were fucking people making very solid points on there and some pretty funny jokes about this as well. But generally, I took a lot of that, and like I even saw some people saying, you know, that they enjoyed the finale, like, you know, that they said, oh, this is, you know, the symbolism of, like, Natsu, like, you know, taking, like, you know, Igneal's, like, fist, which, you know, I took that out as well. Like, there are some nice little things here, some cameos, and overall, a lot of people are comparing this to, like, a DBZ, like what everyone does to Boot. Everyone give us your energy, which practically is the same thing and all that, and it's like, a lot of series have kind of done that, and it's kind of, like, in a way, I guess, kind of the homage. But the reason exactly I want to talk about this more and go more into detail is because of the fact that a big monument, like, you know, we're going all spoilers here and all that, like, it's the second to last fucking chapter to come out, like, the finale is next week, and it's like, if you haven't read it or know of it, then fucking Christ, then you're gonna get spoiled shit in this video. But the finale of Acnologia going down, like, where this is something, like, I've always, like, wanted for a while, ever since Acnologia's introduction, like, his whole Tenrojima, everyone going against him of the Fairy Tail Guild, and, like, you know, they're beating the shit out of it, like, they're all beaten up, they can barely go around. Ever since his inception and all that, from what we've seen of him and all that, I've loved Acnologia. I found him interesting. I thought it was, like, you know, just this dragon of carnage. Like, and I wasn't even expecting some deep lore for Acnologia ever and all that. And, like, I've even mentioned as well, this is going to have slight spoilers to the Dragon Cry movie, by the way, as well. Even I liked the fact of the Dragon Cry movie, which added some interesting stuff to Acnologia, where it gave us the backstory. It gave us more of the backstory in the little epilogue that was about, like, a minute or two than what this, like, chapter, like, last week's one did, where it was just like, oh, like, how can dragons be these noble, you know, amazing creatures when they do it? And Acnologia, like, most characters had a right. I feel like, in the end, like, I think it would have just even been better at this point not to just give Acnologia a reason. I think, like, Acnologia should have just been that far gone. He was that crazy, which he pretty much was, where he couldn't even remember why he hated dragons in the first, like, or why he enjoyed. Like, I feel like at that point, his entire character was just based on carnage, blood, and we never got much about him apart from he just wanted the thrill of, like, destroying everything. Like, I even feel like that, and just the way how it was written out was bad. It was bad, like, writing, I felt like. It just generally was. Not gonna fucking cut words with it, like, where people think I defend Hero all the fucking time with stuff, which I do a lot of the time and all that. I do, when credit is credit due, I do give him stuff on there. Like, I will still say I enjoy the fucking Lucy stuff that we've had. I enjoyed, like, Lucy, this, like, whole Acnologia. I prefer that more than the Natsu stuff that we've actually had. But Natsu, for a while, if anything and all that, like, with the little inception that we was going to have with him, it's like, I'm going to kick Acnologia's ass, I swear on my father, and, you know, he has that little vengeance by having the fist of Igneal there, saying, like, oh, he was, you know, like, whereas the two sides, like, one, Natsu finally became a dragon, that was one thing that, I guess, Hero was going with it, kind of, maybe would have gone a little bit longer on that. And two as well, it's like, oh, Igneal got his revenge, like, it was like him taking down Acnologia, which I get, and it was the combination force of, like, not just Natsu, it was all the Dragon Slayers giving him fucking the power to, like, that, and even them trying to, like, weaken him for that. But, and people have even said, well, this fight isn't short, and the best way to compare this is generally to the fact of like Bleach's ending with the main villain. Now, if you hadn't read like seen the finale of Bleach, the main antagonist of that arc is a character known as Your Watch, who has ties to Ichigo in a way, but they don't even hardly ever interact. They maybe interact probably the same amount of times as Acnologia and like Natsu have probably even met. Probably maybe 2-3 times in an arc like that. And like, you know, Natsu's had time to simmer on how he feels about Acnologia being doing. Like, Ichigo has had like maybe 5 days to think about the bloke and think like, oh, he's a dick. Like that's pretty much how it was. And there was nothing between these characters. Like, it was just barely anything, and it would have been more if we had more interaction. And it wasn't really till the finale that we like had this like final fight with Your Watch and Ichigo, and it was really underwhelming because it was short. It felt abrupt, especially with the ending and the way how he was defeated as well. Like that. I know that would piss off some Bleach fans as well, but that's how I was. I still don't like the finale of Bleach. I think it's rushed, and yeah, that's due to the editorial as well, as like people just want to fucking Kubo out of the office as well. So, but I compare that to this, where like Hiro had time though. I feel like he had a 10-week, you know, deadline to work on this. Like he was kind of saying, these are the last few chapters we've got of Fairy Tail. I'm gonna work on it. This is what I'm gonna do. Like, and I feel like with the time that he had left, maybe it was probably better, like, as trying to like focus on 2 parts of the Acnology at the same time. The one that had more weight to it, like with Natsu and Igneel, would have been the better part to focus on with the 7 Dragon Slayers, because it felt so fucking rushed. Like, we barely got to know Acnology, if anything, and all that, if they were trying to tell us some, like, his reasons for being, you know, why he's crazy, why he's psychotic. Hardly any time for that, like, for his, like, induction, and even, like, the little time that we saw about him, like in the very early starts on that. And just the fight itself, we barely saw any of it. We saw like Natsu and gang just have a little fucking fist fight, and that was pretty much, and then it was literally, give me your energy, I'm gonna fucking knock the shit out of this guy. And that's it. And that just really disappoints me, where this whole, and it's not just been this fight, it's not been that, it's been like horrible parts of this arc, and it's just, it sucks to fucking feel this way for a finale of a series. Like, where I've got a last chapter, and it, like, even as well with the final fight, and I come out of it as, or just sighing, or just like looking at the fucking wall, just going, what have I read? And, like, this is something that's been built up the years, and why does it feel so lackluster? Why is it like something that was like told to us, or saying like, you know, this is the epic finale, and like, I still appreciate the fucking Zeref, like the Zeref and Natsu fight, could that have been done better? Yeah, I feel like there should have been more intensity, there should have been more attention given to us, at least with that stuff, like, it's even that, and especially with Acnologia, and just to see it end like that, it sucks, because I know there are like bigger Fairy Tail fans than me, and they're like, people just fucking like disappointed, and you're entitled to your opinion. You fucking hate this ending. That is completely fine. If you enjoyed it or thought it was okay, that's your opinion. Me, as someone that's followed the series like halfway through, I've been since there for around about like 5 or 6 years now. Like, I've been following the series like probably since around about like 2011. It's been about 6 years now that I've been in this, and it's been through me since, like, you know, pretty much all of like my college years into my adult life. Like, that's fucking sucks to see that, and I hate to feel like that going out with this series and all that, especially I've had more memories of the guy and all that being his first series, Raid being a huge part of my childhood, and then as well to my younger, like, kind of teenager to adult life, like, and that sucks to hear. And I really hate that this has happened this hasn't been the only time where it's had rushed final endings. This has been multiple shonen series that have had that, and I hate where these series just have to have it concluded, and I really hope that it doesn't happen to other stuff, where I love fucking Gintama a lot. Gintama I fucking cherish. It's like, it's like the best thing in fucking Jump. And now I'm worried whether or not if this is just going to be a continued trend with authors. But then again, I will look to stuff like Gintama and Magi, and I can still go, at least the fucking final arcs within this Fairy Tail. And that's a combination. Even if it was just like oh, the final arc, like, even if it was just like, the final arc fucking sucked for the most part, but the final battle with Zereth and Natsu and Acnologia was fucking awesome. I wish I could come out with that, and I could be like, I thought the Zereth fight was good, Acnologia, it's rushed, and now we got one chapter, and I know, regardless of what, the last chapter, I'm going to be like, you know, a bit emotional with it, I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, I am going to miss it regardless, but as a fan, I expected more. And that's what it was. And this is why it's a rant / discussion, because I want to talk to it. I more want to vent, pretty much. And I want to do that, and I know a lot of other people want to do that. And I hope this is your way of kind of understanding as well, that if anything, if you're a fan, if you're a fucking hater, you're not alone. Fucking Fairy Tail deserves the fucking shit that it gets a lot of the time. People do go overboard and all that with its fucking hate, and even as well, people go overboard with defending it as well. But this, as fully as a Fairy Tail fan / tard, whatever the fuck you want to call me, this is not the ending that I feel like the Fairy Tail fans deserved, and I feel like a lot of people could have deserved a lot more better than this. And considering that what we've seen sometimes as well, like I know like Hero as well like has done actual good stuff in his stories before, and I feel like he could have done a lot better. And I would like to see if the interview comes up soon, where he's like doing an interview in like a couple of months, and I really hope if anyone does go to that con, I kind of want to see if anyone like asks him and all that in a polite way. Don't say, why did you ending fucking suck? Don't say that to a poor fucking man. Like, say to him like, did you have anything in mind to the ending, or is it like you thought of it along the way? Because if this was something he thought up for years, like, yeah, this is how I'm going to end it, then that's not, what the fuck. He should have fucking revised that a long time ago. But, yeah, just a lot of things, and I hate that, and I hope this just isn't going to become a fucking trend of things, because it's been, like, 3, like, ongoing shonens that I've seen, and I dread if that's going to be another one as well. And just, I can definitely say as well, once the ending of Fairy Tail, like, even with his new series that he's been talking about, that he wants to announce, I'm going to be going into that with a fucking cautious eye, where I'm going to be like, I was too kind to fucking Fairy Tail, I ain't going to do the same this time for the next one and all that. Like, you know, bias and all that, it's like that, I feel like that sailed away and all that. So, yeah, I just want to talk about that, how, like, I felt about the series, and it does, I will still cherish the memories I had, where it's great, just, you know, I've had a joyride, I've had an enjoyable part. I just hate that the joyride at the end and all that slightly decided to drift into a fucking tree, like, for the most part. That's the best way to describe it, and I've fallen off, and I've fucking hurt my arm. That's the best way to describe it. It's a terrible analogy, but it's like, it's the way I feel, and I want to see what you guys think in the comment section down below. Right then, now that I've vented and released all the stress that I've been wanting to say for a while, I feel they're clean, pure, and all that, and I will now go into the final chapter, like, going, well, this is the end, guys. Thank you as always, and yeah, got one more Fairy Tail chapter, so there we go, and all that. Once that's it. Haters, you can then rejoice, it's finally over. Fans as well, you can be really upset saying you don't want it to go, regardless of what. And I can now say as well, I'm going to be on both sides, where it's going to be like, I'm kind of glad it's over, but regardless of what, I am going to miss it. So I'm on two sides of the fence at the moment, so I'm curious to see what you guys think. That's all from me, though. Thank you, as always, for watching, and I appreciate, like, you know, people that actually took their time to, like, listen to this video and saying, like, hey, you know, like, Panda's, like, actually has a fucking 2 cents to say about this shit and all that. So as always, humbly appreciate it and all that, but it's all for me, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.